Hey, it's Don, the art professor. Today I'm going to talk about a way that I make money on the side from my artwork. A lot of people just would love to get in the art market and to be able to produce and sell their items. We sell them online and have for quite some time. We've been very successful in the small amount of investment it takes to do this. This all can be done on a digital aspect if you're not a true-fledged hand-rendering type of artist. There's nothing wrong with doing things digitally. Now, we've been selling our artwork for quite some time. I started off locally by selling an entire print run to a store to them and as an advertisement that they could hand out or mail out for advertisements for things on sale and things like that. From there, we branched into doing my own artwork. Again, I worked for Disney. I've been in some magazines, some newspapers and publications. I've messed with postcards and printed work for many, many years. Couple of decades, in all honesty. We never really touched on the online aspect of it until about 3 years ago. And then from there, it's pretty much taken off. And I've printed thousands of postcards and sold as many as fact, too. So postcards are the one way that I always tend to make money. We sell them routinely, day in and day out, all the time, across platforms. It's something that can be sold on almost any platform. We can sell them on Amazon, Etsy. You can sell them on eBay. You could even sell them on Walmart in packs because they are brand new items. So there's just many different ways to do this. You can sell these almost anywhere as long as the artwork is something that someone would be interested in, obviously. I do holiday-related cards based on my artwork. We do a lot of that, actually. It's cards like this that make us a lot of money. You know, I've gotten as much as $40 for one of these cards with the illustration on the back that I hand drew, or just signed for $5 to $10. That may not sound like a huge profit, but when you can sell hundreds of these across different platforms, it really adds up very quickly. I can get 100 postcards like this printed for around $30 shipped, delivered to my location. So the cost into them is about 30 cents a card. Even with fees and the whole works, you're getting a horrendous amount of profit margin when you sell these. You can do posters, you can do Christmas cards themselves with envelopes. You can have boxes ordered. You can put this all together. I know people think about private branding and such forth like that. This is beyond that. This is marketing and private branding your own artwork. Now, you can run this type of business from your house. You could even contract the work out for them to box it, for them to do all of that other work. I like to do some of this myself. It makes me more involved in it. It gives me a bigger share in the success of the company. Now, we use an online printing company called Got Print. Now, I'm not getting a dime. I didn't approach them. I have no affiliation or contact with them other than ordering and paying for their service. But I have been very successful with their printing quality, their kindness, calling them on the phone and addressing issues. They have always handled it immediately, every single time I've had any issues. It sounds like they print 24/7, so they have around-the-clock printers and people in the building. So I've always been able to get in touch with them and correct issues or anything like that. They've been just great for the advancement of my business. We're going to hop over to the screen and I'm going to show you how easy it is to order from Got Print. You can get anything you basically want in a printing aspect from Got Print. We've had many other things, including business cards for your business and such forth. If you sell online or you're an artist, they come in immensely handy wherever you go. If you do trade shows, they're just an awesome item. You can use postcards for advertisement if you don't want to sell them. But as I said, you can sell them anywhere. This site's about making money from your artwork as much as it is doing the artwork. This is a key thing that we have done, and it has made us a lot of money. So let's hop over to the screen now, and I'm going to show you how to set up a Got Print postcard. I've covered up my personal account number and information, but this is the basic page. This is my personal account here at Got Print. GotPrint.com. Again, I do not get a dime. I have no association with them. I have never even talked to them about YouTube or any other place. The only thing I've ever done is buy merchandise from them at full cost, whatever the rate was at the time. On Got Print, it's separated by different categories of things you want to do. They've got industrial categories here. They've got promotional and such forth as well. Now, the one I use the most is up here. It's the all product category section here, and I just scan over to postcards. This is your easiest breakthrough into this selling atmosphere that you could probably get, is either this or some of the trade cards, which are also available from this page as well. Now, we're just going to center in on postcards setting up. Now, the ones that sell best for us are the 3.5 by 5.5, which were the vintage standard style back in the day. Nowadays, they're more like a 4x6 size. They're larger. I still go by the old standard because they're more sought after, and there's a much bigger following for the smaller size, the 3.5 by 5.5. So on to the size here. This is the main page to set up an order from them. You're just going to pick the size, 3.5 by 5.5. It's going to ask you on which orientation that you want. Horizontal, running the same direction as the horizon, would be one standard, or you could do it vertical, which would be the portrait size. Now for us, I usually do vertical, so I'm just going to click to the vertical, and it literally shows you an example of that here. The next part is to select the paper, the quality of this. The farther down you go, the higher the quality, the thicker the card is, the more expensive it is going to be. Now, the next selection is color. Now, I do full color both sides. Now, that doesn't mean the back of the card is going to be in color. You can pick artwork that's black and white, so that way you can have some printing on the back also. Then from here, it's going to give you quantity. Now, depending on the type of paper that you are getting, the quantity is going to be different, as will the expense. So $60 for the fine quality paper. Now, if we drop down to 16 point, which is usually about what you see in most postcards, you're going to see a difference in price and the amount that you can print. So once you drop down in thickness or quality of the paper, you're going to have different options. So down to quantity now, I can just print 100 of them. And then from there, I have options, and I can select whether I want rounded corners or not. Rounded corners are more. Rounded corners would be for usually the 4x6 postcards are rounded on many occasions. Now, I like the squared off vintage small size, as I said, so I'm not going to worry about that. It actually costs more to have them cut down that way also. Another thing I would tell you, if you plan on adding anything to the card itself, with a high gloss UV coating to the postcard, you won't be able to do that. It won't stick as well to the card. So I usually just leave that off. Or you could just do the front if you're not going to have any embellishment to the front of your artwork or your postcard. So with this option, you can literally just do it on the front if you wish. I usually just leave it off. Sometimes you might want to hand sign it on the front or hand sign it on the back. So that's why I say don't do that. I usually just let them do it the regular ship time as well. And you can already see that the price has dropped down to $23.10 minus the shipping. Shipping's about 10 or so bucks. So around $30 you'd have these printed. Also, what you can see here is you can design them online, or you can just upload the front and back of your postcard. Now, you just upload the postcard front and back from here. It'll allow you to move it around and center it or anything along that line. It'll give you the ability to stretch it out. It'll allow you to center it or put it pretty much anywhere you want. Now, again, I've switched this so that it's a vertical setup. So however you want to do it, you can do it that way. But that's all there is to doing it. You upload the photos. There's also templates, if you wish, that you could download. You can easily call them and they can send you the template as well. Their number's up here. It's a toll-free number as well. Again, I don't get a dime from these folks at all. I've just been very, very extremely happy with the service that we've gotten from them. They have done nothing but great service for us. All of my cards have been printed to the way I wished them to be printed. I haven't had to have a single one reshot or anything like that. They do honor their service as well. You can even get a packet sent to your house of samples. So if you'd like to see the stock that they offer for Paperwise or cardstock, you can get that sent out too. But that is literally it. No, I'm not going to show you how to send up the actual account because, again, I don't want to share my personal information to set up an account. But there's nothing to it. It's much easier than setting up an account with eBay. Basic information, name, address, and such forth. If you have a business, you can register your business address with them and business information as well. Now, again, there's not much to setting it up. You just have to have the artwork. Now, you can have it scanned. You can do it in the computer as well. Now, I use art programs to do most everything. Manga Studio is one that I've used for many, many years. It's actually, I think, changed to ClipArt, something along that line. But the point of it is you can use Adobe Illustrator, which I have also, or any of these to set this up and do your artwork. You can take it in and get a scan done somewhere. You can scan it at your house and use that scan to upload directly to here. You don't need any big fancy technical data or information to do that as well either. So any of this is readily accessible to anybody for a very reasonable rate. As you can see, as I said, it's $23 for what I'm having printed here. Now, I could switch this off and lower the price a little bit as well. I could put no back and have something drawn on the back or a signature on the back if you just wanted to do this for artwork, for art cards. And it brings it down to $15.40. So That's for 100 of these. I average about $8 on the sale of any card, and I have roughly 30 cents or less into them depending on the card itself. So it's a no-brainer. You don't even have to sell them for very much money if you sell quantity of these cards. You can sell a bulk lot of them too as an invitation, as a Christmas card, which they also offer the printing ability too. Everything you need is available online, not just from GotPrint. There are many other companies that do this. I've compared them. This is just the one that I happen to choose. Anybody can get into this business if you have even the basic art skills. If you're a photographer, you could get into this business. There's just so many things. Animals and tropical scenes and things like that are hugely popular. Specific breeds of dogs, all kinds of stuff like that are things that you can sell through postcards or printed artwork, through Christmas cards that you design on your own. This way, you own every aspect of it. You own the original art. You have a company that prints them just for you. There is no middleman. You are getting them straight from the printer. You don't have to talk to a major printing company and discuss contracts or anything like that. The options are there for anybody. You can sell them on Amazon, which is one of the biggest markets there are. We have sold them on Amazon. We have sold them on eBay. You've got Etsy. You've got Walmart. You've got many other platforms to do this. This should hopefully be an eye-opener for those of you who would like to start your own art printing business or something along that line. There is plenty of room for these types of things to be on the market. There are very few people who have endeavored to do this and sell them on eBay and Amazon as well. So the competition is very slim. You just have to have the right item that someone is interested in. But that's what I have here for you. Well, there we are. Hopefully that gave you a little thought on this. This is an area that I make a lot of money in. It's something we never would have thought of in the past, but this is open to anybody. The price on printing in this digital age has went down immensely. For around $30, anybody can get into the printing industry and print their first print run of artistic cards of some sort. You can do baseball, non-sports, ACO-style cards as well from this same company. But that's what I have. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.